Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Just a thought on the 50-30-20 rule. What does that have to do with you? Well, it has to do with everybody. Because right now, 58% of American citizens, according to Yahoo Finance, have less than $1,000 in their savings account. So in this video, stick with me and I'm going to teach you some tips that may help you survive this financial crisis that we're in right now. And trust me, it's going to get worse. But before that happens, intro.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Before we get started, look down in the description. Sania, who is featured in one of our previous videos, I'll link it up in the card up there, featured in our creativity video. She's just started a TikTok, whatever a TikTok is, I don't know. Do you know what a TikTok is? No. Okay, well, it's a TikTok. I guess they're dancing and stuff like that. So links down in the description down below. She's in charge of that. That's her baby. Just a thought TikTok. Okay, but moving right on, it's the 50-30-20 rule. But I do want you to get a pen and paper and write this down. If possible, to create 3 bank accounts. I will call them checking account A, checking account B, and checking account C. Or rather, C could be a savings account. And each one is going to serve a purpose that I'm going to get into right now in this video. So checking account A is going to be your primary account. And when I say open up 3 checkings accounts, I mean physically really open up 3 checking accounts, potentially and if possible at 3 different banks. Okay, and there's a reason for this, and I'll get into that reason. So 3 accounts, checking A is going to be 50% of your income. When you get paid every 2 weeks, if you're like me and you get paid every 2 weeks, you want to literally separate your money into multiple bank accounts. What that does is it tricks your brain into thinking that you make less money than you make. Because we have this behavior that we get into as people where you get paid and you're like, oh, I got paid $500 for the week, so now I got $500 to jump on Amazon and just dole it out to Jeff Bezos so he can buy a new Porsche or something. Okay, that's not what we want to do because right now we are struggling. Okay, there's a pandemic going on, we're all quarantined and everybody's broke, and there should be no reason for that. All right? And so your checking account A is going to pay your bills. That's where 50% of your income goes into. All right? And I'm talking about paying bills like your credit card. I'm talking about paying rent. I'm talking about the needs like food. You know, people need to buy groceries, etc., etc. Not takeout. I'm talking about groceries, food that you cook at home. Your vegetables, your fruits, your whatever it is you want to eat. Checking account B, what's that for? Well, that's where 20% of your income goes into, all right? And that one is the sweet one I'm saving for last, all right? 30% of your income goes in the checking account C or savings account, okay? So that can be a checking account or a savings account. What that is your savings, all right? For a rainy day, you never know what can happen in this life. Clearly, we're going through something that nobody saw coming. Well, some people saw it coming, but a lot of us didn't know it was going to be this serious. All right, I certainly didn't know it was going to be this serious. I took it for granted, and boy, was I wrong. All right, so 30% goes into your savings account for a rainy day, and we know what savings is for. All right, so I don't need to delve too much into it, but here comes the sweet part. Sweet part. 20% of your income goes into petty cash. Petty cash, what's that? You're going to treat yourself like a small business. You're going to have an account for going out and buying whatever you want. New pairs of shoes, whatever it is. Okay, rings, jewelry, whatever it is. Clothes, things that you don't need but that you want. The latest video game, whatever it is. Okay, that's where your money is going to come from for that. 20% of your income goes into checking account B. Okay, so write that down on your piece of paper on the checking account B. 20% of your income goes there. You get paid every 2 weeks. Now you know how much money you have to spend on nonsense. You know, takeout or whatever it is, you know, money that you don't really, you can afford to lose that. All right? So your whole bank account, your whole payment rather, your whole income is not for you to just go dole it out. Only 20% of it is. All right? But I got a little caveat I'm going to throw in there for you. All right? you're going to actually have a fourth bank account. And this one is secret, okay? This is a secret bank account. We open up another bank account. We're going to call that emergency fund, all right? And that's where you're literally going to try your best to have $1,000 minimum in that account, and you almost have to forget that it exists. Now, your emergency fund doesn't have to be an account. That could actually be literal cash that you keep somewhere in your house, in a safe or something like that. And that money is going to be for emergency purposes. I'm talking the banks are closed down, you know, some new pandemic comes out, some hurricane, something happens, and people have no access to electronic funds. You're literally going to have an emergency liquid cash stash that you can access if things go really haywire. We live in a world right now where we don't know what's going to happen next, okay? If one thing we know about life, nothing is constant. Things can change at any moment. You never know what can happen, all right? And so I want you guys to start to think frugally. Think frugal with your money and have the 50-30-20 rule be a part of your life so that the next time something crazy happens, be it a pandemic, a flood, you know, who knows what's going to happen next, okay? We live in wild times right now. This is one of the craziest times I've ever seen in my entire life. So please be frugal with your money. And remember to like, rate, comment, and subscribe down below to this channel. We could use it. We're getting there. We're getting there. Just a thought on the 50-30-20 rule.